right. Joby, I think we're going to try to see if the technology is working here this morning. How are you doing today?
I'm really good. Thank you.
Good, good. Let's see if Coach Johnson, are you on the phone there with us?
I am. Can y'all hear me okay?
Hey, Lee, you're traveling, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So what's it like to be a more famous fisherman than Joby?
You know, it's just dumb. I'm going to call it dumb luck, Gene. How's that?
At least you didn't say I was dumb, which is good.
Well, that's great. Well, Joby, I know there was a tournament over the weekend, and I think Lee was there, and there were some other folks fishing, and we've got some pictures to share and talk about. So where would you guys like to begin?
Well, first off, I wanted to thank Lee, and we also have my dad, Jerry Houghtaling, here in studio with us. Lee's on the phone. And so, Lee, you're not going to be able to see the pictures, but right now, Gene's got up a picture of you holding a pretty big bass. Do you want to tell the folks about that 9-pounder? I think it was 9.1, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. I caught her yesterday. I want to say about 12:30. Anyway, she was in about 2.5 feet of water, and I happened to flip in. I don't know. You just make decisions, and happened to flip in the right place, and she hit it, and I was able to get her in.
So what was the? Tell the folks what bait you were using, and I was going to ask you how shallow or deep it was. Jerry's here with us. He's going to tell us about the almost 7-pounder he caught yesterday. So a lot of big fish caught. You caught 7 fish and had over 32 pounds.
Right. Yeah, I was fortunate the day before on Saturday to catch a 8.3 pounder, and in the same general area. And so yes, and I was flipping a plastic crawl bait all weekend. So I only had 2 rods on the deck: a topwater rod with a frog on it, and a flipping stick, and that's what I did. But it was a grind. It's a grind for me when I fish, because I'm only getting maybe 5 to 8 bites a day in over 7 hours of fishing. So you got to stay focused, because you got to be ready when you get a bite, and you can't always get them in when you set the hook. I mean, and that's the other thing. They're in some thick stuff, so it just made a couple of good decisions yesterday, and I only had 2 fish, and when I pulled into my first place, I catch a 3.5 pounder, and then don't get another bite, and go back to the place where I caught the 8 pounder the day before, and happened to get this bite on this 9.1, and got them both in. It's crazy.
Well, I had said on Facebook that it was a slow bite, but it was a big bite. Really, everybody that caught fish caught some nice fish. That not everybody had 8-pounders like you, but 8 and 9-pounders. But I don't think there was many small fish caught, if any at all. I think everything was over 2 pounds probably, and which isn't a great big fish, but still a good tournament from that perspective. So the picture right now is of you holding that 9.1, and so now my dad's going to let him talk about this picture. Dad, if you want to slide up here, and the one would be your right hand. Talk about that fish.
Yeah, that was a 6.9, I believe. I caught it yesterday morning in about 3 foot of water. My fishing partner, Willie Salee, had gotten hung up, and he broke off, and I seen a fish jump across behind us, and so I was working my way over there, and like I say, he was retying. I threw it in there about 3 times with a Cinco, weightless Cinco, and caught that 6.9. Good bass. I thought, well, I'm going to have big bass for the day, but boy, I was fooled.
Yeah.
Lee come through on us.
Yeah. Lee, you got him whipped with that 9-pounder.
Well, it's just, it's fun to catch those, and you don't get a lot of opportunities to fish like that. And for me, that was a fish of a lifetime. So I was very, lucky. I'm going to call it luck, because, you got to be at the right spot at the right time and have everything go right to get the fish in. and all those things happened at that point. So.
Well, we had a get together last night with my family, and my two nephews. Their birthdays are close, and so Ty and Jen had a little get together for them. And we had Jeff out there and my brother Ty, and Jeff was like, he was looking at all these pictures, and he made the comment, "This is our best lake in terms of quality fish." Would you agree with that?
I would. I set my personal best last year at that lake. And Saturday I set another personal best with that 8.3, and then yesterday I set another personal best with that 9.1. So I don't know if you can. I don't know if I'll be able to set another personal best after 9.1, but I'll sure like to try.
Well, they definitely produce them at Hubbard Creek, and that's what we've got coming up next. But I'm going to go ahead and we're going to scroll through these pictures. That's, again, that was my dad. And then this is Willie Salee that you mentioned, Dad, and talk a little bit about him. Tell about what he was doing, and because he ended up winning the non-boater side.
Yeah, Willie caught 3 fish Saturday, and you was talking about small fish. Willie caught a short one yesterday just by 1/16 of an inch short, being 14 inches, and I think I caught one short fish pre-fishing on Friday. And the bites were few and far between. Willie had 4 bites or 5. He brought in 4 fish, 3 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. I had 5 bites, and that's what I brought in, 5 fish.
Over the 2 days?
Over the 2 days, yeah. It was pretty tough fishing, hot, breezy. That's Terry Tidwell right there with his bass yesterday. Terry's from Carlsbad.
And that's a 4 I think that fish weighed 4.9, so another really quality bass.
Okay, let's bring up another picture here.
Yeah, and that's Mike Hill, and he and his non-boater. Mike didn't catch any on Saturday, and then he only caught the one yesterday, and that was a 4-pounder, 3-something, I think.
His non-boater caught a 5-pounder Saturday, though.
That's David Rutherford, and the fish in his right hand was the big bass. He edged Lee out on Saturday by 0.01 of a pound. So 8.4 for that bass. Lee's PB, as he said, his personal best Saturday was 8.3, and then of course he bested it yesterday with a 9.1.
When they're that close, I mean, are the fish wet? Do you dry off the fish?
That's the thing. I wondered about that. I wasn't there, and I wondered how many times they say, "Wait a minute, let's reweigh." But usually, just you weigh them, and then you take them to the back to the water. We want to keep them. Yeah, we want to keep them.
That's right.
And David was a tournament director, and he did a real good job. Got to brag on David and Lisa Rutherford.
Yeah,
he weighed them good. And,
they took care of the weighing,
was all right.
And they took care of getting the pictures for us. But anyway, so David, I don't know if that's his PB or not, but it was a great fish. We had 2 8+ pounders on Saturday, which is really good. You can see there on that picture the tournament results. Lee did take first place on the boater side with 32.6 pounds. Awesome 2 days, Lee, and we were texting. We were both traveling yesterday. I was coming back from Granbury, Texas, and they, of course, were coming back from we were at Lake Fort Phantom Hill, by the way, is where the lake was, where these guys were. And Lee, he said, that 32.6 pounds was only on 7 fish. So you see the quality of fish. I mean, he caught a limit, and he's the only one that did. He caught a limit on Saturday, but then Sunday it was even slower bite and only had 2 fish. But, again, with that personal best, the 9-pounder. Okay. 9.1 pounder, and I think there's some more pictures. Or you may have to go to the next
let me
next slide, and we'll look at Saturday's pictures.
That Fort Phantom Hill, to give people an idea how big it is, it's 4,213 acres when it's full, and our little lake down here, Brantley's 3,000 acres. So Fort Phantom Hill's not a great big lake, but it has all kinds of bassy structure. It's got lilies, it's got reeds, it's got cane, it's got rock, it's got docks. It is a really good little bass lake. I really don't like it because I don't catch many fish. I like to catch fish, even if they're short fish, but it has produced some good stringers. It's probably our best, like Joby said, the best lake we fish quality as far as stringers go, weights.
Well, last year, a tournament that I missed down there, the smallest bag, it was a team tournament, and the smallest bag was over 24 pounds. And so that was a really good tournament, as was this one. Okay, so this picture that we've got up now is Lee with what was his personal best on Saturday, and it was an 8.3 pounder, and that's that bass.
Yeah, Joby, can I say something?
Yes.
I don't ever brag on myself, but on Saturday I did have my 5 best fish of 20 pounds. So that's my first 20-pound bag, and you just tickled to get 5. But if they can weigh that much, and I think my second big one on Saturday was probably 5.5 to. I didn't weigh her like a dummy, but it was close to 6 pounds also. And also that big fish on Saturday, I might have had big bass, but she spit up about a 4-ounce perch.
Oh.
I found the perch in my live well.
Oh man, yeah, you would have had it if she had kept that in her.
Yeah.
Well, that was a tremendous bag, Lee. You're right. When you catch a 20-pound, my biggest bag ever, my personal best is 18 point something. So I've never had that luxury of catching a 20-pound bag, but. So this picture is of Mike Hill and his non-boater, Catherine Martinez, and she was actually leading the non-boater side after day 1, but then Willie passed her up on day 2 and ended up winning at Willie Salee, but she had a great tournament as well. And then that is David Rutherford again, and that was the big bass in his right hand there on day 1, and then one of his other fish that he caught on day 1. I think he had 3 on day 1 and was actually in second place, and then my dad passed him up after, yesterday to take second place. And then that's my dad again, and he had 3 on. Well, I'll let you tell him what you did.
Yeah, I had 3 fish on Saturday and 12 pounds, so that's 4-pound average. That's a pretty good average.
Yeah, that's a good average on any lake.
If I'd had my limit like Lee did, I might have been in the running, but I just couldn't get those extra 2 bites. Pretty tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's another one. That's Mark Willever, and that was a 4-pound fish, I think. And he ended up finishing, I think he was 4th behind David Rutherford.
Yeah, he was.
And then that's Willie Salee on his 3 fish on Saturday.
Day 1.
Day 1.
Right.
And he had 7 pounds, so his was smaller than yours, but still 3 fish over a 2-pound average.
He had his fish caught before dinner, and I hadn't even caught a fish. So that was Saturday. But I got with it Saturday afternoon and caught 3 and passed him by 5 pounds.
I bet you love giving each other a hard time when that happens, you know.
Willie's a good guy to fish with. Let me just throw that in there.
And then I don't know if that was a swiper or a striper.
I think that was a striper.
So a striper, and that we don't count those obviously, but Mark seems like he always catches a big striper.
Yeah.
And he'll bring it in if it's a big one. I have no idea what that thing weighed. Lee, did they weigh that striper that you know of?
I think he said it was 9 or 10 maybe, or maybe 8. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, It looks like in that range somewhere. I've caught some big ones like that too, and they 10 pounds is what it looks like to me. But yeah, somewhere in there. But anyway, we don't weigh that one, but it didn't go. But he brought it in and got a picture of it. All right, so that was day 1, weights and everything there. But well, overall, a really good tournament. I hated that I missed it, Jeff. My brother said the same thing. He was aggravated that he missed it, but we couldn't. Neither one of us could go. But really good tournament and a good all of those folks, great fishermen, and I enjoy fishing with all of them. And so I'd say I told Lee this already, but congratulations to Lee for winning it, and also to all of them. Willie, congratulations to him for winning the non-boater side. But overall, a pretty good tournament.
And this was at Fort Phantom Hill,
10 miles north of Abilene,
Texas.
Abilene.
Yeah.
So it was not a good weekend if you wanted to catch a lot of fish, but
right.
The fish that you did catch were pretty good sized fish.
And that seems like that's that lake. It seems to me that we fished it now. I think that was our 4th tournament there.
Yeah, I think so. Jeff and I, last tournament, I believe, we zeroed on the first day, and we were in last place. And we come back second day and caught 4 fish and ended up winning second, but they were good fish. When you do get a bite, they're usually good fish.
That's good. Yep. So what's the next tournament coming up then?
We go in August to Breckenridge, which is Hubbard Creek. And hate to say it, but Lee, he's got that lake kind of zeroed in too. I hate to say it because I know what he's going to do to me.
Lee's a Texas fisherman from New Mexico, let me tell you.
No, don't jinx me, no.
Lee, I wished I had that much power. I wished I could jinx you. But anyway, we go to Hubbard Creek, and then we'll have another tournament in September, then our championship in October.
All right. Lee, is there anything else you'd like to add before we wrap up today?
Yeah, I need to give a shout out to David Rutherford, Mark Williver. They helped change a bearing on my boat trailer, or I would be probably still stranded somewhere.
Oh, wow.
So those are good. Those are good guys, and I appreciate them doing that.
Awesome.
Excellent. I know they appreciate that. And anybody else have anything else they'd like to add? Great. Well, this is fun. Some big fish and great pictures, and congratulations to all the winners and the people that put it on. And we'll get together next week and talk about it some more. Joby, where do they go to learn more about the Bassmasters?
Go follow us on Facebook, Pecos Valley Bassmasters, and also go to our website,